Off day today for the Dodgers. They open up a 3-game series with the Toronto Blue Jays tomorrow. A couple of first-place teams going at it at Dodger Stadium. Joining us right now is our pal Orel Hershiser. We see him out at We'll actually be at Legends Attic next week. Get to see him all over again. How you feeling, Orel?
I'm feeling great. Yeah, you're going to see us on August 14th. You'll be out there on location.
Will Smith, too, right? Will Smith's going to be there that day.
Yeah, Will Smith, and we actually lost Dustin May to the trade to Boston. So we decided to fill some gaps there a little bit. Instead of having their own special day, we're going to bring them in with Will Smith. We're bringing in Kirsten Watson and Steven Nelson.
Excellent.
And there's going to be special free tickets for their autographs and pictures. The Will Smith stuff is sold out, but we're hoping to open it up for a few more signatures in the future. So you can still come out there and possibly get a Will Smith autograph, but he is drawing a huge crowd. And I know you get lost every once in a while, Travis, coming out there, and D'Marco too. So we're at 619 West Foothill in Claremont, and so when you come, I can actually send a car for you if you want from Rotolo Chevrolet or from, maybe even from Victorville, from Capozio Buick GMC.
It's good to know that I have options. 619 West Foothill Boulevard.
But the options are better for D'Marco because I heard through the grapevine, through my partners, that you're a huge Muncie fan.
Yes.
And you are taking this very short sample size and just blowing it up with our
me
our
or
account.
Travis it's not me.
No, Travis. No, D'Marco, I would never get on you.
Oh, thank you.
I would only get on Travis.
I'll take a short sample size when it's 4 hits and 2 home runs, and they finally put up double-digit runs. I love those short samples.
I love Max. I mean, Max is huge for Legends Attic because we go to a lot of the charity auctions of the players, and at Max's last auction, we got access to an Ohtani item.
Excellent.
We also got access to a Magnum wine bottle that was completely signed by the 2024 World Championship team.
Wow!
So I don't think there's many of those in the world. So those are the kind of special items we look for. And so I'm a huge Max Muncy fan, but I know you are like the Max Muncy fan.
I'm leading the charge up the hill. I picked him early in the season to be a differentiator, and he got off to a slow start, and then he got hot, and then his knee got smacked, and he comes back hot all over again. And it really does feel to me, Orel, and tell me what you think about this, that the way that he can kind of connect the front of the order to the back of the order and just do what he does. He feels, I mean, it's not Ohtani or anything like that, but he feels awfully important to the success of this team.
Well, the days that he's hot, he is helping carry the team. The days that he's not, he is turning the lineup over because you can put 3 or 4 guys together that have an on-base percentage of close to 400 or over 400. If you're talking about, Freddie, Max, and Will, that you're waiting for Mookie to come out, but all of a sudden his on-base percentage is in that area. And then Shohei's, 350, 360 with power. You all of a sudden have the Dodger lineup that we saw, start out 8-0 and was really powerful at the beginning of the year. And that's what they're trying to time up here with, August and September and then into October.
What do you make of Mookie Betts this year? Like, do you have any idea what could be going on, or do you think this will last? Do you think he'll come out of this?
Well, he's looked better the last couple of days, and I've liked what I've seen with his top hand and the strength that he's used, and I've seen him hit 3 or 4 different types of pitches, and as far as speeds and break and as far as their altitude, either it was a low ball or away or it was up. So, I like what I see the last couple of days. I think Mookie definitely has been searching. I think it goes from a physical thing early in the year when he had the virus to a comeback thing, and now all of a sudden you're trying to catch the other superstars on the team and catch everybody around the league and be Mookie Betts, and that gets to be a little bit mental. And there's also so many different transitions and adjustments in a long Hall of Fame career, and he's going through one of those times. And I remember when they tried to run Derek Jeter out of New York for about a year because he was going through some adjustment times. And the adjustments come with age. They come with injuries that multiply, and all of a sudden you're not as flexible as you used to be. They come with eye-hand coordination changes. They come with all of a sudden compensation to your mechanics. But, he's going down every rabbit hole, and I think he's finally found one where there's a little bit of gold at the bottom of the hole. He looked really good the last couple of days, and he was repeating stuff.
I do wonder what Jeter did to get himself out of that. Like, what did you do to get yourself out of that when you were going through that same valley?
You just can't put a square peg in a round hole. And your body changes, and your eye-hand coordination changes, your strength changes, your ability to rest changes and recover, and you just have to understand the whole game and understand yourself and analyze yourself correctly and honestly, and then apply yourself back to the game as a slightly different player, as a slightly different pitcher. And you have to do that. And, we've seen that with everybody anybody who has a career over 15, 13 years, 17 years, some have gone as far as 20. You're going through multiple adjustments and transitions.
Orel Hershiser joining us here on Trav and DeMarco. And Orel, I was listening to the game yesterday. You and Steven Nelson were on the call, and I kind of caught it out of the corner of my ear, but I think I had it right. Did you make a Stewart from the Californians reference in the middle of the broadcast yesterday?
What was that? What did I make?
Well, when Brock Stewart...
Yesterday I was on with Joe, though.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yesterday was Joe.
Steven.
But when Brock Stewart came in the game, did you go Stewart, or was that you or Joe?
Oh, no. You might have been hearing a little bit of that, but I also listened to Steven pronounce Ohtani.
Okay.
And he's like, Ohtani. And I'm like, you're not Vince Scully, but you are pronouncing it probably correctly because you have a little bit of that heritage.
Sure.
But my name's Orel, and I say the O really quick.
Well, I just when Stewart came in the game, and somebody on the broadcast, and I wasn't sure if it was you or not, but when Stewart, like the skit from SNL, I maybe I misheard. I don't know.
No. I don't stay up late enough to watch SNL anymore. Sorry.
Okay. I thought that's why I wanted to.
But if it was entertaining for you, then I've hit my target.
I loved it. I almost picked up my phone and shot you a quick text because I'm like, hey man, you're dropping SNL references in the middle.
I blocked your number.
I figured as much. As much. Ohtani yesterday with 8 Ks and 4 innings. I know you.
Oh my gosh.
I've asked you this question before. I've heard you talk about this before. I've heard John Smoltz talk about it. On Fox. That's the version of the guy that if he were just a pitcher might be the best pitcher in baseball, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's top 5 for sure, and then on his best years he's going to win the Cy Young. He's going to be probably top 3 in Cy Young voting, when healthy and pitching 32 starts a year and 200 innings and striking out, more than a strikeout an inning. His whip would probably be 1 or lower, that kind of thing. Yeah, amazing. And I actually brought up on the air yesterday, he might be the best two-way player ever in any sport, in the hardest sport to do it. He could be a wide receiver and a defensive back. I mean, if Lamar Jackson was a quarterback and a defensive back, but Ohtani, to do it at this elite level with one of the hardest things to do in sports, which is to hit a baseball, and then go step on the mound and do what he does. I don't know. You talk about Deion Sanders, Bo Jackson, whoever you want to talk about, and it's multiple sports, but within one sport, to be the best, one of the best offensive players and one of the best defensive players as far as pitcher, that's really hard to do. And you're doing it in a very hard sport.
I want to fight with you, but I can't because I think you might be right. I think the only chance we have to see is Travis Hunter this year in Jacksonville. He's going to play both ways consistently. Yeah. We'll see if he can do it. I think it's impossible.
And that's why I thought about it. That's why I was thinking about it. It's like, whoa, what we're watching today compared to that announcement, I'm like, wow.
Well, I had to get out of a bet today, Orel, because there was the bet that Ohtani could be the pitcher of record and hit for the cycle. I said, no way. After what I saw yesterday, I begged out of the bet. Like, he is that good.
He really is. And, he reached his X factor of prime a while ago, but he is still in it, and it's a long prime. The X factor of age and experience with youth and ability still, and you see where the X crosses, and that little dot in the middle is usually small. But, boy, he's using a really wide paintbrush to paint his X. It is like two big rollers coming around, and that prime is going to be really wide.
Yeah, it's like nothing we've ever seen. And I've heard Dave talk about this. I've heard a lot of people that cover the Dodgers, talk about this. There's no blueprint for what he's doing. You're, kind of, I don't want to say winging it because that sounds like there is no plan, but it's not like there's a blueprint for here's how you stay healthy on both of these things. Here's how you thrive in both of these things. Here's how you spend your time on both of these things. You spend X amount of time focusing on the opposition's hitters. You spend this amount of time focusing on the opposition's pitchers. He's creating a thing entirely on his own every single day.
Yes, you're right. And everything is changing every single day with him getting older, and being in a pennant race now with this and doing both. Last year he was just on the offensive side, but he added the stolen bases. This year the stolen bases are down really low, and he traded it for pitching. So, yeah, what he's doing and the rest quotient, the recovery, the study, all the different things, and the fact that it will get harder with one other area. There will be more preparation, more studying, and more recovery because as he is not the best hitter ever and as he is not one of the best pitchers ever and the skills start to diminish, there will be more focus on how do I get him out compared to I just going to throw my fastball and my sweeper. What is the sequencing? How do I hit this guy? Which side of the plate am I swinging the bat better with? Which one can I cover? Should I spit on the fastballs because my bat's not as fast anymore and look for the off speed? So that equation is going to get tougher. And, maybe that's a little bit what Mookie's going through this year. And Shohei hasn't even seen a glimpse of it yet.
Or I know that this is something, I think you were giving me a hard time the last time we spoke. Like, am I worried about him? And them being the team collectively. And I said, no, not yet. Mm-hmm. And it just, I keep waiting for them to click and look like the team that I think me and many others expected them to be, where they've got this unbelievable offensive production. The pitching staff looks really good. The bullpen looks really good. Mm-hmm. And it just hasn't happened yet, or this is what they're going to have. Not that what they have isn't good enough to win the World Series. I believe that it is, but this is what it's going to be. Kind of a fits and starts offense, a bullpen that sometimes is very good, sometimes is a little spotty. Same thing in the starting rotation.
No, I don't think this is what it's going to be over the last month and a half or since the second half. It's a losing record. Since the All-Star break, it's a losing record. I don't think so. I see a lot of light at the end of the tunnel with the rotation. I think that light is getting brighter. I see light at the end of the tunnel with the bullpen, and I think because of the rotation, there'll be less work. And it's not that there's been a lot of work and it's been put on a few people. They've done a nice job having a lot of bodies split the work in the bullpen.
Yep.
But it's still very hard to have 5 pitchers in a game and have them all pitch well. And if you're going to play tight games, 3-2 games, 4-3 games, 2-1 games, and you're going to do that and try and win consistently with 5 guys, that's hard. It'd be better to be able to do that with 3 and 4 maximum. But that 5th and 6th guys, if you need to use them in a game and it's not because they're failing, it's because you just have to use them because there's not enough outs from the other pitchers, that gets very, very tough on the pitching side. On the hitting side, I think Mookie's going to find it. I think Freddie has found it. I think Will Smith will continue to try and maintain. We might end up with a batting race between those two, and they might start to merge around 312, 311. Because Freddie's now up to 306, 307, and Will's down to about 317, 318 in that area, and they're kind of converging. And Freddie has found it and kind of maintained, and Will is a catcher, and that's tough. And, they're going to have to play him a little bit more than they're playing him now for him to qualify at bats-wise. So, and I think Shohei's going to be Shohei. I think the bottom of the order, Miggy's doing amazing. I think I like our additions with Call and Freeland. We're going to be okay. The thing that when you were asking the question and breaking down the roster yourself, what was popping into my head is not the fact that the Dodgers aren't going to be the Dodgers, is that the Padres are a lot stronger.
Yep.
So it's a little different going into August with a 14-game lead, and the Padres are starting to melt down, and they were close before the All-Star break and looked like the team, but then they started to do their Padre thing and kind of fade away. They're doing the opposite this year, and the Dodgers are not 14 games up.
And one more thing before we let you go, Orel. I'm not going to let you get away with that. Baseball is the hardest sport. I heard that. Yeah. The next time you
The next time you pitch
with a pass rush, let me know.
Sides.
Yeah. Next time you pitch with a pass rush, let me know. Okay.
You're talking about the physicality, not the skill. We play a very skillful game. You are very physical and skillful.
Oh my
you're
God!
Physical in some areas and you're skillful in others.
Artfully done.
Okay. Right. Next time you get hit upon release, you let me know.
Playbook.
My man.
No.
I wrote it down, 619 West Foothill Boulevard in Claremont. I know where I'm going. You do not need to send a car, but I appreciate the offer very much.
You be there. I'll send the car if you need it. We're going to probably rip some packs. In my day, we used to say open and tear. Now we rip them to find my one-of-one super fractor card.
Yeah.
And our good friends, Will Smith is coming to our store because he has a relationship with Fanatics, and our good friends at Fanatics have trusted us with their brand, and they're going to be there too. And, of course, Dave Hobrick's going to be there painting, and we're going to try and get the audience to convince Will Smith to do a splatter painting because he's got one of the best arms and best defensive catchers. So we're doing a painting of him, and we're going to hopefully throw some balls with paint on it at the painting, and it's going to be it's all part of our new collection, which is called Art of the Signature, where the athlete actually participates in the art with either splatter paintings or a super large signature. So we're doing a lot of fun stuff out there, and I appreciate you letting me semi-advertise it, but our goal out there, Travis and D'Marco, our goal is to really make the fans happy. That's really our goal, is to make it be a really good time.
Well, every time we've been there, it's been a really good time. Looking forward to coming out next week. It is actually a week from today that we will be out there at Legends Attic, 619 West Foothill Boulevard in Claremont. Looking forward to seeing you again. Thanks for your time, Orel, as always.
You guys are the best. See you later.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
For all your skill.
Yeah.
None of the physicality.
I hear that. Still, I'm here. I'm still here.
Yeah. He waits. He waits to make sure you're not going to throw any shade on him on the way out the door.
Our dude.
For
Love
sure.
him.